Hello and welcome. I am so excited you decided to join me for this lesson. I'm Monta Monique, your teacher here at MoveOverMozart, where we offer traditional music lessons for today's learners, so you can learn how you want, where you want, and when you want. So if you are a new beginner, an intermediate, or an advanced student, or for those of you who are coming back to music after a long time away just because you love music, today is the day for your lesson. So in today's lesson, we are going to be exploring where the notes C, D, and E are on the piano. Now, after today's lesson, once you have learned how to play the notes and identify the notes C, D, and E on the piano, you can apply this to your playing or your composing or whatever you want to achieve in your music life. But there is one thing I want you to take away from this lesson. I want you to take away the feeling of being excited to learn something new. So in today's lesson, we are going to be exploring the following. We're going to be looking where the notes C, D, and E are located on the piano. And then we are going to learn how to identify those notes C, D, and E. And finally, we are going to begin playing those notes C, D, and E on the piano. Before we get into the lesson, I want to challenge you with two questions. The first question is, can you play this pattern back, moving backwards on the piano? Number two, can you say the letter names as you play? Now, I know that might seem a big challenge right now, but I think if you follow through to the end of this lesson, it's going to be pretty easy. All right, now let's see, what do the notes C, D, and E look like? So make sure you have your pencil handy. You can use a regular pencil or colored pencils or anything that you feel comfortable to write with. So the first thing that we are going to do is we are going to circle every two black key groups. Now, for this part, I'm going to actually use a red pencil. Use any color that you like, whatever you feel comfortable with. So follow along with me. So let's find the first group of black keys, and they already have an example here, but just so we know, there are two black key group, and the next group is here. Follow along. If you need to pause the video at any time to catch up, that's just fine. And here's the next group of two black keys. Here is another group. And I see one more group of black keys. Now, the second thing that we need to do is we're going to write the letters C, D, and E on the white keys. So I'm going to switch pencil colors here, and let's choose, let's choose a nice purple color. And we might change the color midway, whatever helps you. All right, so we know that the group of two black keys, underneath, when you slide your fingers down on the piano, there are three white keys. And these are the letter names. So please follow along with me. And again, if you need to take your time, pause the video and come back. All right, let's begin. So for the first group, we have C, D, and E. Pretty easy, right? Okay, let's find the next group of two black keys. So we have C, D, and E. I see another group of two black keys. Again, you're just going to write on the white keys letters C, D, and E. Now, it doesn't have to be perfect. We're just learning how to identify the notes C, D, and E. Again, writing C, D, and E. Now that we can identify these notes on our keyboard, let's move over to the piano and hear what do the notes C, D, and E. One more thing before we go over to the piano to hear what our notes sound like. If you have watched the video on the music color palette, you'll understand why we are going to use specific colors to circle the numbers. So if you haven't watched the video, pause this video right now and go watch it. All right, now for this part, we are going to start with our green pencil. Now you can pick any color green, but it has to be green. It can be light green, dark green. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to circle all of the number 4s green. Now number 4 in your left hand and right hand are both going to be circled green. So circle all of those. There's a number 4 and a number 4. All right, now the next color that we need to look at is the yellow. So let's grab a nice yellow. And I'm going to use kind of a bright yellow. Again, use any shade of yellow that helps you learn. This is about you achieving your highest music potential. So do what works for you. All right, so we're going to circle all of the number 3s a yellow. And then finally, let's grab our red pencil and we're going to circle all of the number 2s red. So if I'm moving too fast for you, you can pause the video and go back and finish this part. Now, you don't have to do this part, but if you are new to piano, if you're coming back to piano, you might find this part helpful. So what I'm going to do for you is I'm going to just circle forte, the dynamic, which means loud, just to help us remember. And something else that you might want to take note of is the LH, which means left hand, and then the RH, which means right hand. Because in this piece, we're going to be moving our hands in different positions on the keyboard. All right, now that we have this part done, let's jump over to the piano and now we can hear what does this sound like. So for this, we are going to be using our left hand and our right hand. Now, something that we have to pay careful attention to is that our left hand crosses over our right hand. So if you want to take a moment to practice placing your hands on the keyboard, you're going to start with your right hand, second finger on middle C, and your fourth finger on the C below middle C. So find these 2 C's first. And then we're going to cross our left hand over our right hand. Okay? And then we're going to pick up our right hand and place it on the next C. So it looks something like this. Notes C, D, and E. Ready, begin. C, D, E. C, D, E. C, D, E. C, D, E. Now, I want to challenge you. Can you come back down the keyboard saying the letter names? So, you've just completed your lesson, and I want to tell you a job well done. Learning a new instrument is not easy. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. And if you'd like to share your music with me, that would be most exciting. All right, we'll see you at your next lesson.